15% since 2010 under this leadership of this body. 200,000 more Americans or Alabamians are working today. And we are 50th in cumulative tax. In other words, state, local taxes, if you look compared us to everybody else in the state, we're 50th. After this tax is fully implemented, we're still 50th. We have an efficient government. We are in a position, because of being a very efficient government, doing things the right way, to pass a piece of legislation that, in my opinion, is going to allow opportunity for our children and grandchildren to stay in Alabama, find good jobs here, earn a good living. So this is about the future of Alabama. We're all participating in this, but it's a great day for Alabama.
Senator, I've heard some people say, or at least on social media, why not do another A-trip program instead of increasing the gas tax and do a bond issue like we saw under former Governor Bentley's plan? What are your thoughts to that?
Well, even with an A-trip program, you've got to have the money to pay the bond. I mean, we're at a point in Alabama. In just the last 3 years, we are bringing in less revenue today than we did 3 years ago. More people on the roads than ever before because vehicles are getting better mileage. We don't have as many tax dollars coming in. We basically are just fixing what we've got. And I've said this before, the last thing any of us want is to come into a special session because a school bus has gone through a bridge. We've done the right thing today for the future of this state. It was doable. We are in a position to do it, and we should all be proud that Alabama has taken this step, and it's going to pay dividends in the future.
Senator, some of your Republican colleagues expressed concern about the indexing portions of the bill yesterday. Did you speak with them between now and the vote, or what was your message to them about their concerns?
We talked about the index. Now, the governor's plan, 3 points he was very concerned about. One was a decent amount of money to bring in. The 10 cents was her number. The index was a piece of that, and the ports. All three of those components were in this bill today. And the indexing piece, it can't ever go in more than a penny a year, 1 penny. And if you had taken this index, the index we just passed in this bill, from 2003 until today, if you'd used that index, it would have gone up 1 penny. So it's a very conservative index. This thing is just a way to get a little bit of growth to make sure we don't end up in the same place 27 years from now we've ended up today.
Just to follow up, there was obviously an amendment to sunset that index in 2039. Is that something you could consider in the regular session, or do you want to move on from this?
Obviously, what we did today is statute. We can change this at any time. We can revisit it at any time.
Will you do it in the regular session?
Obviously, this legislature is responsible. We've addressed this because it was a responsible thing to do. It's been 27 years since we have an increase in revenue. We had to do something. And we'll be responsible in the future. I'm very confident that if an issue arises that it needs attention, it'll get the attention.